Hello, my name is Willa Latham and I love antique porcelain. Last week I told you about a basket made by the Worcester factory in the 1780s. This week we're going a little bit further back in history before moving forward to the 19th century. So this week I'm going to show you 3 plates made by the Chelsea factory in the 1760s. That's a long time ago, that's 250 years ago. And the reason I'm showing you this very old porcelain is that it's a very interesting period. It was the first porcelain made in Britain. It was a very new thing and it was an extraordinary creativity behind it. So I'd really like to show you, because what happened to me when I learned about it is that it helped me understand the 19th century porcelain much better. So, the Chelsea factory. It was started in the 1740s by a Walloon man called Nicolas Primont. And Wallonia is the southern part of Belgium, and it's the French-speaking part of Belgium. It was a Catholic country, and all the Protestants, called Huguenots, they all came to London. Well, a lot of them came to London. There was a huge Huguenot community in London because, of course, England was also a Protestant country. Now, many of them were silversmiths. Nicolas Primont was a silversmith, but he was a clever man. He thought, well, if there's so many new silversmiths in London, I'm going to get a lot of competition, so I better start doing something else. And there was this new budding industry of porcelain, which was a completely new thing in England. So he thought, I'm going to apply my skills to porcelain making. So he did. And he turned out to be a really genius porcelain maker. He was an incredible artist. The Chelsea factory just produced so many really top quality pieces, like very creative, very moving. There's something about Chelsea porcelain, and that's all thanks to Nicolas Primont. He was a real genius. He had a very high standard of quality and of artistic quality. The factory only produced for about 40 years, and then he died. And after he died, nobody could step into his shoes because he was such a genius. He was really unique. So then the Derby factory bought the Chelsea factory and used all their molds, and that's how Derby became great. So anyway, that's enough history. I'm going to show you these plates. They were part of a dessert service, and I'll show you this serving plate, and you'll see that it has a really interesting shape. It's you call this diapered, the way it's sort of plied, and it's got these little shell handles, so you can pick it up by that. And this shape is typical for Chelsea. It was actually the shape of a very popular silver dish that Nicolas Primont made a lot when he was much younger. And it became then a very popular porcelain dish, and they made them in all sorts of designs. Now, the decoration on this is very interesting. These are quinces. Actually, I think I have it. Do I have it upside down? It probably doesn't matter. These are quinces with cherries. Quinces were they're the kind of a plum, and they were very popular in the 1700s. In the 18th century, people would have them for dessert as a preserve. And what is very special about these plates is you'll see that the decoration is sort of all over the place. It's not very planned, and that's often the case with this style, this period. Now, I think it's very charming, and there is a reason for this. And the reason is that porcelain was still really in its beginning stages, and pieces would come out of the kiln with all sorts of blemishes. It would have scratches and big dents and little cracks. So when the decorator got a finished piece and was ready to decorate on it, they would just look for the blemishes and cover them up. And that's why you have little cherries and quinces all over the place. They're all there to hide something. For instance, this one has a blemish here. You can't see it because it's painted over, but you can feel it. And this one too, it has a blemish. So it's really interesting. It makes it very, I think it makes it very charming, because isn't that what life is like? Life is not planned. We basically paste over everything that goes wrong, and that's what determines our direction. And so I think this style makes you feel more human. It makes you feel very charmed. some porcelain, like the French porcelain or the later 19th century English porcelain, is so perfect that you feel a little bit intimidated. You feel sort of like, oh God, can I touch this? But this is just, you just want to touch it. Basically, you just want to eat this. So anyway, I have this set. You can find it on my website, www.gentlerattleofchina.com. And it's for sale, but if you don't buy it, to be honest, I won't mind that much because I love having it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be giving you some new history every week, so keep following me, and thank you for listening.